In the echo of silence before time itself drew its first breath, there was only light. A perfect, unending ocean of brilliance where harmony was the only law. But even in perfection, a shadow can be born from the smallest seed of pride. A whisper grew into a thought into a choice, and with that choice, a star fell from the heavens, fracturing the eternal calm. This was not the first sin as mortals know it, but the first deviation, the birth of I in a universe of we. It was the moment a perfect being chose its own will over the will of the whole, and in that instant, a fissure of darkness split the fabric of creation. From this fracture, a story began to unfold, a story of loss, of longing, and of an ancient promise whispered into the very heart of existence, the promise of return, the promise of being made new. This fallen one, once a beacon of celestial light, now wandered in a self-made twilight. The memory of pure light became a torment, a constant reminder of what was lost. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, did not erase this memory. Instead, it wove it into the very essence of the fallen star, a compass pointing back to the source. The path back was not a straight line, but a winding, arduous journey through realms of shadow and doubt. It was a journey of letting go, of unlearning the pride that caused the fall. Each step required a sacrifice, not of power, but of self. The ego, the I that had declared its independence, had to be dismantled piece by piece. Imagine a sculptor carving a masterpiece from stone. The final, beautiful form is not created by adding something new, but by chipping away what is not essential. So, it was with this fallen being. The journey of return was a process of subtraction, of shedding the layers of pride, resentment, and isolation until only the original essence remained, the core of pure light that had been there all along, buried but never extinguished. It was a slow, painful rebirth, guided not by a map, but by the faint, persistent echo of the original harmony. The fallen one had to learn to listen again, not to the loud voice of its own desires, but to the quiet hum of the universe, the song of creation that it had once been a part of. This ancient tale is not just a myth whispered among the stars. It is the story of every human soul. We are all born into a world fractured by choices, carrying within us a faint memory of a perfect home, a forgotten light. We feel it in moments of profound love, in the breathtaking beauty of a sunset, or in the quiet stillness of a starlit night. These moments are echoes, reminders that we are more than just flesh and bone. We are sparks from that original fire, separated but not extinguished. The term reborn is not about starting a new life from scratch. It is about remembering the life that was always ours. In the sacred texts, when Nicodemus, a man of wisdom and stature, came to the teacher in the dead of night, he was seeking answers. He knew the laws. He understood the traditions, but his spirit was restless. The teacher told him, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God." This confused Nicodemus. How can a man, once grown, enter his mother's womb a second time? He was thinking in terms of the physical, the material world he knew. But the teacher was speaking of the spirit. He was speaking of that ancient process of return. To be born again is to be born from above. It is to shift our perspective from the ground up to the heavens down. It is to allow the spirit of creation, the divine breath that first gave us life, to breathe into us once more and awaken the dormant seed of light within. It is not about our own effort, our own striving to be good enough. It is about surrender. It is about becoming like the stone in the sculptor's hands, trusting that the artist knows the masterpiece hidden within. It is the voluntary death of the ego, the I that insists on its own way, so that the true self, the self created in the image of light, can emerge. This is the great paradox of faith. To truly live, we must first be willing to die not a physical death, but the death of our prideful, separated self. We must let go of our own understanding and allow ourselves to be guided by a wisdom far older and deeper than our own. This process is rarely a single dramatic event. More often, it is a series of small surrenders, a daily choice to turn away from the shadow of our ego and toward the faint glimmer of divine light. It is learning to forgive, to love unconditionally, and to see the divine spark in others, even when it is hidden. Every act of selfless kindness, every moment of genuine compassion is a step on that journey back to the source. Every time we choose humility over pride, unity over division, we are chipping away another piece of the stone that hides our true form. We are aligning ourselves with the cosmic harmony, becoming part of the song once more. The pain and struggle we experience in life are not punishments. They are the sculptor's tools, shaping us, refining us, revealing the beauty that was always there. The trials we face are opportunities to shed the layers of fear and doubt that keep us bound to the shadows. Think of a seed buried deep in the dark earth. To grow, it must break open. It must cease to be a seed and begin the painful, transformative journey toward the sun. This is what it means to be reborn. It is the breaking of our hard outer shell, the cracking open of our hearts, so that the life within can finally reach for the light. It is a process initiated by grace and completed through our willing participation. It is a divine invitation whispered to every soul in every generation. Come home. So when you hear the words reborn, do not think of it as a mere religious term or a mystical concept for a chosen few. See it for what it is, the universal human story. It is the journey from separation to unity, from darkness to light, from the memory of a fall to the reality of redemption. It is the echo of a promise made at the dawn of time, a promise that even the most fallen can rise again, that the most broken can be made whole, and that the light we long for is not something to be earned, but something to be remembered, uncovered, and returned to. For the light was never truly lost. It is waiting patiently within each of us, ready to be born again. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this story resonated with your spirit, subscribe to God Story Reborn, and together, let's continue to explore the timeless tales of light and rebirth. Peace be with you.